everybody, welcome to class today. So this is going to be a really quick little tutorial on headstand today. So we're going to do a series of these on some of the most common poses that I kind of get asked to do, or that I normally have to break down in class, so that when you go and do a class or when you go and do a flow, you're a little bit better prepared to get into the poses instead of having to pause the video and figure it out. This should give you a really solid foundation as to how to get into it. So today we're going to do a supported headstand. Tripod headstands are a little bit trickier. Supported headstands tend to be a much better place to start. I would definitely say that if you've got any neck issues, any high blood pressure issues, reflux issues, or if you're menstruating, this is definitely not the kind of class for you. You don't want to be doing any sorts of inversions if you've got any of those things going on. But apart from that, we'll get started. You can have a strap if you want to. A strap can be really useful if you take it to the upper arms and keep it about shoulder distance apart. So when you go into your headstand position, what it's going to do is it's going to stop your elbows from flicking out to the sides. It's a really common mistake that people make when they do their headstands, is they let the elbows splay. You want to keep your elbows in nice and tight. So feel free to take a wall if you're not confident getting upside down without a wall. A wall's a really great prop just to give you a little bit of confidence. So to set it up, you want to take your your elbows about shoulder distance apart. So bring your elbows down to the mat. Take the opposite hand to the opposite elbow. That's the distance that you want to keep your elbows at. If you're going to come up to the wall, you want to be close enough that if you extend your hands out in front of you like a little triangle, your fists are just a few centimeters away from the corner of the wall. So I don't need to use a wall, so for clarity's sake, I'm going to kind of come to the center of the room. So take your opposite hand to opposite elbow, interlace the fingers, and then take your pinkies and make them parallel so that they're stacked and one's not getting squashed under the other. Make a little cup with your hands, so almost like you're holding like a little bumblebee in there, making a little home for him. And the back of your head is going to come to rest in there. So you're not going to press into your head. There's going to be a gap between your fingers and the back of your head. The crown of your head, the very top of your head, is what's going to come to rest on the mat. So set yourself up in your little triangle and then take yourself back to a forearm plank to start with. So make sure that your shoulders are directly over your elbows. You're not too far forward or too far back. Then you're going to start to walk the feet in towards you. So coming into dolphin pose. So this is a really great prep pose for headstand. So if you're not quite at headstand, hang out here. So this is going to give you your alignment points in your shoulders. And if you're happy with that, then bring your knees down. From here, you're going to take the crown of your head to the floor and have the backs of your thumbs just touching the back of your head. Then tuck your toes under, lift your knees up and come back into that dolphin pose, now with your head on the ground. Start to walk your feet in as close as you can to you. And this might be where you stay. Feel the pressure in your head and then ground down through the forearms to try and take some of the weight into the shoulders and out of the neck. If this is going well, start to tuck one knee in towards the chest. And then stay here. Exhale, take that foot down. And then bring the right knee in towards the chest. Maybe coming up onto the toes of the left foot. Hold here. And then exhale, bring it down. Lower the knees down and take a child's pose. So it's a little bit fiddly and it may seem like, oh, I just want to get upside down, but these prep poses are really, really important. When you go upside down, you've got a lot of pressure on your head and your neck, and if you do it wrong, it can really, really hurt yourself. So these stages, you need to listen to your body and figure out if you're actually ready to go on to the next stage. So come again, bring your opposite hand to opposite elbow, set up your little cup with your hands, bring the crown of the head down, tuck the toes, walk the feet as close as you can, and then once again, bring one heel to the bum, bringing one knee towards the chest. And if that's going well, then maybe you bring the other foot up and tuck both knees into the chest. This is where you hold. This is a great strengthening pose. Great for the core. And then from here, you can either lower straight down or play around with straightening the legs out so they're parallel to the floor. Bring the knees back in if you let them out. And then slowly, with control, as slow as you can, lower to the floor and take a child's pose. So just coming from that tuck to pike to tuck, or even just lowering the toes on and off the floor, is great core strength, great shoulder strength, and it's going to help you get a really nice headstand. All right, full Monty. Opposite hand to opposite elbow, set up your little triangle, bring the crown of the head down, tuck the toes, ground down through the elbows, pop off the knees, start to walk the feet in as much as you can. One knee comes in towards the chest, second knee comes in towards the chest, and then as slowly as you can, take both legs up towards the sky. And you might only stay for a few seconds. You might have one foot on the wall and then work with taking it off. You might have both feet on the wall and just work with, taking one off at a time. Wherever you are, think of gently drawing the frontal ribs towards the frontal hip points. And then to come down, we're going to come out exactly the same way we came in. So you're either going to tuck both knees in at the same time or take one heel to the bum, other heel to the bum, tuck the knees towards the chest, and then slowly lower yourself down, and then take a child's pose. So really important after any inversion, always take a child's pose. And then slowly, when you're ready, rolling yourself up. So that's how you get into a supported headstand. Take your time with it. I strongly, strongly recommend working through each of the phases and not just kicking up against the wall. The problem when you just kick up against the wall, even though you might get upside down, is there's a lot of room for error and a lot of room to hurt your neck. We don't want that, so it's better to take it in stages, build the strength in the shoulders, build the strength in the core, and then one day, just like magic, you'll float up. So go, try, enjoy. Namaste.